And welcome back to another episode of the Convoluted Podcast. It's your host, Jesus, aka Tyrant Dominus, and I'm here with Liz.
Hey!
And if it's your first time listening or watching, you can always follow or subscribe. It's free, and you can always unfollow or unsubscribe. You don't have to if you don't want to, but it helps us a lot. So Liz, how has your week been since we last spoke?
It's been okay. I've been consistently working out. I've worked out 5 days this week, so go me.
There you go, consistency. That's what we were talking about.
Yep. I didn't do it at 5 o'clock in the morning on my days off because I have to switch to night shift. But you know.
Well, you still gotta.
I still went.
That is true. But you still gotta give, like, some people like go hard on exercising. People do forget that you have to give your body like a day of rest in between. Not in between, but every like couple of days, you gotta let your body recover. Like,
yeah, well, obviously when I go into nights, I won't be doing any exercise and we were going sleep.
Doesn't that, you see, that's what sucks. It's like you start to build a routine and then like, nope. Like life throws you a wrench into your system. You can't have what you want.
It's called a schedule. I didn't write it. If some people have to take vacations, this is weird. I don't know what that means.
I know, right? Well, I'm going to be taking vacation soon as well.
I know. Like your dog.
Well, you just took like 2 weeks of vacation, so stay quiet.
No, I took 10 days, okay?
That's 2 weeks. That's 2 weeks in my world.
So, yeah, it's been cool. It's been good getting in the groove of doing it and going every day. These night shifts will throw a wrench into that, and then once I get back into the other day life, I swear I was telling one of my coworkers, I'm like, yeah, basically kind of do it like every other week now. I'll be going into night shifts essentially almost.
Oh, that's rough. Like I said, it's good. It's good to start building these routines, mostly because the weather's been really nice.
Oh my gosh, it's been so beautiful.
And I've been, as much as I would like to say, I've been going out for nice walks in my neighborhood. That's not happening. But I do enjoy taking enjoy taking a lap in my yard, and I do have a decent, pretty sized lawn. Liz can attest to that. So just taking some nice. So actually,
I'm already ready for movie night. That's right. Come on, movie night.
Actually, I don't know. Do you want me to reveal a little backstory to the 420 episode, Liz? Little lore.
Oh, sure.
So we recorded the 420 episode. It's up, and you can hear it. What's interesting, after we were done recording that, me and Liz literally took laps in my yard. That's how.
I forgot about that.
We literally did like circle. I don't remember how. Imagine it. It just like feels like we could have dug a hole or a path because of it. Yeah,
I forgot about that.
I know, right? We literally took laps in the back of my yard. But that's a little lore behind our 420 episode that happened a while ago.
A few years ago.
And
it was a couple years ago.
And technically, the day of the recording of this episode, it is 420.
And happy Earth Day.
And Earth Day. You enjoy it both ways if you can, if you like. But we are not doing a 420 episode. Actually, that's a good callback to what I didn't even think about that. I am so tired. That was just an out of pocket comment that just came with just thinking of taking a lap in my yard. But yeah, it is 420. I completely forgot about that. So I hope everyone is safely enjoying it to the best ability. If it's legal in your area, if it's not, don't say anything.
Don't get caught.
No snitches out there, okay?
Snitches get stitches.
But yeah. It's so happy 420, happy Earth Day, and I hope you guys are enjoying this episode. It is not going to have anything that related. We do not have a bonus episode for this one because we are concentrating on trying to regulate our life as much as we can and prepping for next season, where we have come up with a couple fun new ideas. We keep saying it, but it takes a lot of prep to get to that, and
a lot of work and a lot of coordination.
Yeah, so to try to get it, but we're developing a system, but I think we're gonna have something fun for season 7 of the Convoluted Podcast. So look forward to that.
I believe we're already there, season 7, bro.
I know, getting there, but we still have the end of season 6 to go with, and yeah. Anything else you want to bring up before we kind of jump into some of these stories? Some fun stories.
No, it's not our 200th episode, is it?
Oh, let me double check.
No, it's 199, isn't it? Getting close. We're getting there.
Let us know down in the comments if there's anything interesting you want for a 200th episode. Like, you want it to be 200 minutes? Do you want to... How much is 200 minutes, actually?
Just over a little 2 hours, man. 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Oof. I don't know if
we can put some games in there, mix it up, grab a story, grab some brews.
That's true. We could do that. Actually, we actually get together before the recording of that episode.
I believe we do have it on the schedule, though. So all our fans, we might have it after there. Not quite yet, but we might.
I don't know. We'll figure something out. But if anyone in the comments has any ideas of something you would like for us to do, just leave it down there. If you're watching this or listening to this on Spotify or on YouTube, that's the best way to leave a comment. So yeah, let us know. We'll do our best to we read them when it gets posted, and it helps us a lot to get feedback. But yeah, if there's something interesting you guys would like, just leave it down in the comments and we'll get to it. Yeah, because this is episode 99, so we're gonna get around there. All right, let's jump into the first story that Liz has here.
We all love our fast food. I know we do, y'all.
It's been a while, but yeah. We've been trying to stay off the fast food.
Yeah, I have too, but I mean, we all occasionally like our fast food, right? Yeah, okay. So, customer pulls gun on Burger King worker who refused drugs as payment, Colorado officials say. The jury has convicted a man accused of threatening a Burger King worker who refused drugs as payment, Colorado prosecutors say. Eugene Robertson, 40, was found guilty on multiple counts, including 8 counts of attempted murder and 2 counts of reckless endangerment in relation to a 2022 crime spree. The 18th Judicial District Attorney's Office said in April 18 news release. I can't imagine how traumatized these victims were, not knowing whether the defendant would pull the trigger while pointing the gun at him, District Attorney John Kellner said in a release. Robertson ordered food at Aurora Burger King about 11 p.m. October 17, 2022. When he pulled up the drive-thru, he tried to pay for his meal with drugs, the prosecutor said. The worker declined the payment.
That is so stupid. Oh, God.
Come on, take the drugs. I want the burger.
God, someone really had the munchies.
No kidding. The worker declined the payment, and the Robertson pulled out a gun and pointed it at the employee before driving away, prosecutor said. Afterward, prosecutors said a worker at 7-Eleven across the street called 911 after a man later identified as Robertson's pointed a gun at his head. Whoa.
Oh, shoot.
He definitely went on a spree. When Robertson noticed a TV screen displaying surveillance video, prosecutors said he shot the screen before leaving the store. In the 7-Eleven parking lot, prosecutors said the witness reported seeing a man also identified as Robertson shooting toward a man and his girlfriend who were not injured. Damn, he was going all out.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Another 911 call came in into Royal Police shortly after midnight, prosecutor said. The woman told a dispatcher that a friend she knew as Eugene was knocking on her door, and when she refused to open the door, he fired shots. Prosecutor said the woman and the others inside the apartment were not hurt, according to the prosecutors. As officers searched the apartment complex following the shooting, prosecutors said they saw Robertson, who ran and hid behind some bushes before he was taken into custody.
And look at that shit.
Wow. That is crazy. You know, we were talking recently. We've been talking about some of these incidents where, like, fast food workers do not need to deal with.
They don't make enough of this shit.
Like the incident in itself is a joke. You know, like a guy that trying to pay for his food with drugs. That is funny, right?
Bruh.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, to get to that level, it's just like sometimes like people want, like I wonder like how can some people go back to work or go back to that level of work, right? It's just so.
Oh no, kidding! It's like,
that is
your day has been pulled. I mean, I'm done.
Because it's just like, let's see here. What's I'm trying to remember something here. Countless lives that recklessly fire, and yeah, it's just like for the pay you're getting here to be like in dealing with this. It's hard to put into words what they say because it's just another instance where someone was just having an issue, probably just out of it, right? Probably.
Oh, absolutely. It was definitely high.
And
did it say what kind of drugs? Which I'm intrigued. I'm like, we have known what kind of drugs were there. Were they crack? Was it cocaine?
Does it matter at this point? It's just
pot's legalized there, so we know that.
So maybe that. It just the thing is like even when it comes, and you would know more than I would, but any level of medication, misused can inhibit someone and lead them. So that's the thing. It's one's responsibilities. Like even if you're using cannabis, you have to still use it responsibly. It's like drinking alcohol. You got to be a responsible drinker, responsible smoker. Like these are the things that we've been, at least with weed, we've in the last couple couple years, getting it legalized in places. It's been very fortunate to get to this point. To all the stories we've read of getting people arrested for like ounces of weed, right? Now to the point where you could buy more than that safely. Why try to at least and this is not saying that
unlaced with anything too, because that's been happening too. With pot.
I think we
with other shit.
Yeah, mostly fentanyl. Fentanyl has been the whole thing with everywhere.
Well, yeah, it's been up there, but I mean, it's been laced with other shit in the past. I mean,
but yeah, no, kind of going back before we get into a tangent. We're not saying this. The Burger King shooting was based on weed, but it's just one of those things where if people are just gonna get upset because then it always leads into that point where like if these things were legalized, it would be safe. Like no, it would be still way worse than it could end up worse than it could have been.
It could be Portland.
God. Actually, I have an interesting story.
Oh, really?
Talking about Portland. So I've been doing a little extra work recently, helping out a couple other stores and stuff like that. And I actually met up with a couple old workers.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. But anyways, I was talking to one of them, and we were kind of talking about since they take classes up in Portland, and they tell me, we were just kind of talking about how safety, the homeless problem and stuff like that, and they said like, no, yeah, I feel comfortable walking out in the streets of Portland. Like, that's good for you because a lot of people don't, right? And he was mentioning the story that he was just walking to the tram system, and he saw this person who had no legs, no arms, just doing sit-ups because they were on something.
Trying to physically see that is weird.
Yeah, for everyone listening, I hope you guys try to imagine that there was a person with no arms, no legs, just furiously doing sit-ups.
Oh, God, I didn't know we would do that. That's crazy.
And then I'm saying like, yeah, I could probably see why you're not that fearful for your safety when that's, but you never know, they might bite you in the leg.
I didn't mention this, but the last time Mel and I went downtown, we were walking, and I noticed what this guy was doing. I could tell by the facial they were high on something. Their face looked like they're messed up, like fix and all kinds of crap on him. And I noticed he was flicking a lighter, and I saw the tinfoil. I was like, oh shit. And I was like trying to guide Mel away from it just a little bit so they weren't near it. But I was just like, and I pointed it out to Mel like a couple of days later, and they're like, what? I didn't even notice. I'm like, yeah, it's happening on the streets. I was just trying to protect Mel. I'm like, I mean, they weren't doing anything. They were just doing what they wanted to do, which is fine, but like it's still like
it can affect.
I've seen it. I'm like, as a parent, you'd be like, I'm trying to protect my kid. And then, like, as we were coming back to the car, there was another incident where the guy was too high or doing something on somebody's property, and oh my God.
It's one of those things where it's different for different people. Everyone has a different sense of safety, right? Like, I think we were talking prior about this topic we wanted to bring up for our bonus episode, a little bit more of a serious topic. But definitely I would say everyone has common fears, I would say. But there are definitely some fears that you and I would have to differ, like, oh, that's not that scary or worrisome compared to other, and vice versa, right? So let us know down in the comments some things that you feel that you don't understand why people are fearful, and we could probably bring it up as topics when we talk about these interesting like topics of what is it what's a good word, like fear is a strong word, but it is that, right? It
is essentially fear. I mean,
and we're not just talking about phobias, kind of like these things that make you just feel like unsafe. There you go. Yeah, make you feel unsafe. So let us know down in the comments if there's anything you guys feel like that, and we can bring it up and then see if either of us feel unsafe with whatever that is, and maybe mention like, why do you feel unsafe, so we can understand to the best of our abilities. Because there's definitely things. Actually, that'll be an interesting way to go about it, Liz. We write a list of the things we think we feel unsafe about, and then go through it and see like, why do you feel, and do we match some things that we fear? Because there are, like I said, everyone has common ones. Like I think we all can agree, if a gun was pointed to our faces, that is I would say that's a common fear, right?
Right. I mean, yeah, I'm in the drug business, so.
But then if you're, I would say, let's see, what would be an uncommon fear? We'll figure that out. That's gonna be
another tangent we're running off onto. That's why we're so
but yeah, like that's a whole thing. Yes, that's a whole thing. We want to do. It'll be interesting to dive into some of these things. But kind of let's kind of dive it into a little bit the money situation. Go to the clip on Twitter and hear what this guy has to say. It's been going around. It's about pay. I'm gonna play the audio for all our listeners, and then we'll go from.
If you can do this in your head, you probably can. If you're making $20 an hour to work at a fast food restaurant, right? Is that six figures? Are you making?
No. 40 grand. 50 is just two exits and add a few zeros.
Yeah. Okay, so
40K a year. Okay, full time.
40K a year.
Yeah.
So, and then if your husband or wife is also there, you're making $100,000 as a family.
Sure.
Both working at McDonald's.
80 grand.
That is okay. That's crazy. That is crazy, because that job really doesn't require much. So it's inflating the entire, labor sector
and the Happy Meal.
Okay, so while Liz is finishing the clip, that man is Jesse Waters of Fox News, and What are your thoughts of him thinking that giving people $20 an hour to work is six figures?
It is absolutely not freaking six figures.
Yeah.
You forgot about the taxes, Sonny. You forgot about the taxes and what we pay for health insurance.
Oh yeah.
And for cars and for gas and to the necessities that we have to pay for our rent or a mortgage.
Here,
80 grand.
let's pull up
Fuck that. We don't even see 80 grand.
No, yeah. So luckily his co-host was there to kind of bail him out. It's like 40,000. Roughly, you know, it's taxes and everything. Let's just avoid talking about taxes because then that's all another. But it is not. It's roughly 40,000. And then he says like, well, what if their partner is also working? That's still not 100,000. That's barely still 80,000. And we're still not talking about taxes. So this guy, and for anyone wondering, Jesse Waters, like I said, he's a Fox News, I believe, anchor. Actually, you know what? He actually makes $5 million a year.
Oh, really? Asshole.
So here, let's jump in.
I make enough. I don't need it. I make $5 million a year.
So yeah.
Fuck
So
off.
let's jump in. I believe this is. I'm trying to pull up the article a little bit. Because this is where I think we were talking about a couple months ago that I think it's California, right? Yeah, California is raising.
No, it was actually in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. So now, yeah, but we talked about it before when they were putting in the what is it, the laws, or no, what's the word, policy? Oh, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
We're talking about it and we're like, oh, that's a good idea. But now that is it been pushed forward? I don't know.
Yeah, it has been pushed. It
Okay.
went on April 1st, I believe. Yes, it was not an April Fool's joke.
Oh God. But yeah, it's one of those things where this guy is just like, he just lost his sense of understanding. Oh, there's the article. It was a little. Well, we listened to the clip. What are your initial thoughts? Just hearing that while I kind of go through this.
He obviously doesn't know his math. His math is way fucking off. I love his co-host interjecting. His co-host is was like, hello, I'm saying the words, listen. He ain't listening. He's like, I'm on my ego. I'm gonna spread my ego. Fuck that. $20 an hour does not make you $100,000. You would have to work excessively to get that. Nobody would have a life. They would not literally have a day off. You know?
Okay, so here's a thing right here, a quick thing. Also, we'll go back to something we talked about a couple of weeks ago. There's an important note on this article. Someone making $40,000 a year in California, remember this is a California thing, brings home about $32,000, so about $8,000 in taxes, after taxes, or about $2,666 there. I don't know why you can. Meanwhile, if you go to a current Zelle housing, the medium rent, not mortgage, rent is $27.90. You don't even make enough money to rent.
Nope.
And then do you remember what the cost? No, the yearly wage was from the last time we recorded?
What was the question again? I missed that.
Do you remember how much money you're supposed to make to live comfortably? No, not comfortably.
Oh yeah. You have to make about 5 figures to live comfortably in.
No, it's not 5.
6 figures.
Six
6 figures.
But do you remember the number?
No, I don't remember the number.
233,000.
That's right.
So according to his math, 2.5 people working at McDonald's could do it.
No, they wouldn't. Someone would be literally just paying for the majority of the rent.
One
So
person.
somebody's just making the rent. And so somebody that will give you that last little chip to pay the rent. and then all the other necessities. And they'll be lucky if they're alive.
So here, I'm trying to see. Okay, so saying $20. So using the amount that we learned last week, 230,000. We'll say 32 with oh, that's California taxes. We'll just use the gross for now. We'll use 40. So you would need roughly 6 people working at McDonald's to make that golden goose. Well, you can have your entire family working $20 at $20 each. You'll be fine.
You'll be fine. 6 people.
Others couldn't. Okay, let's see here. As you can imagine, people were not pleased after watching Walter's take. Some didn't know how he kept adjusting the situation to make the numbers work, even though they never did. It's one of those things where he tried to make himself like, oh, I'm wrong. Oh no, I'll fix it. No, oh, you're right. It's 40, but if 2 people do it, it's 100,000. Like, no, 40 plus 40 is not 100.
I know, right?
By this tweet, it's not tweet, it's post on Twitter, man. So much different. He couldn't make his point with one person working at McDonald's earning adequately $40K a year, so he had to change it to a 2-income family. Others couldn't fathom how much out of touch someone has to think $20 and will earn someone 6 figures. Yeah, that's what kind of. Even more pointed out the truth that fast food workers provide a daily service that was all the likely used at some point and benefited from. And it is from another post. It's not 6 figures, it's about 40,000. The thing is that McDonald's workers provide a service and beneficial to society. Jesse Waters makes an estimated $5 million each year and has no discernible traits that help anyone besides himself. Then continuing on, while Walters, who's rumored to make around $5 million a year, spent this day speaking incorrect math to the camera by post, providing yet again why you shouldn't take financial advice from Fox. Here's Jesse Waters.
Bruh.
Oh, boys.
Now, here's Jesse Waters saying $20 an hour is 6 figures, and it's just too much to work in fast food while he sits there getting basic math wrong and makes $5 million a year. Everyone's kind of rolling on this $5 million. No matter what, he's making good money. I won't deny that. But it's one of the things like, should he be earning that much money?
Obviously, how is he making that much money? Obviously, he doesn't know his math. He's probably evading taxes, one of it. I'm rich. I don't have to pay no damn taxes.
Bruh.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where we've talked about these people who talk about these situations that are just like way out of touch, to quote the commoner, right?
Right.
Like I think we've been diving a little bit more recently, maybe because of each of our own situations kind of circles around it, right, a lot. But we both of us are lucky enough in our situation as far as work and pay that we're making reasonable amount of money. We could always make more, but we are reasonably okay where we're at. It could be worse, but we're all right. So when we see these like $20 for fast food workers, like, we think that's fantastic. Like, should we get more too? That's a debate for another day, but it's good for the overall majority, because with the current situation, it's just like it's not feasible, right?
Yeah,
going back to what was the original note. The whole thing was just California rent. Like, a person working a single 40-hour fast food job doesn't make enough money to even rent on their own. That's just rent. That's not feeding yourself. That's not
Putting gas in your car to get from point A to point B.
insurance.
California is seriously not crowded with a lot of transportation
And
choices.
it doesn't follow any of the things we talked about the last time when we were going kind of through the numbers. And it's just like, this is why people are not, what is it? Not
Not
secure.
working.
What's the word?
You make more unemployment, right? We talk about this all the time.
Yeah. And this kind of happened during the pandemic. We talked about a lot of the people who we knew who lost their jobs, but because of the pandemic, were making either more money or even making more money than us while we were still working. And both of us won't deny that we were pretty upset a couple weeks because, like, one, we were both in a situation where we're like, we had to be working still, and we were, quote, earning our money, but like, while other people were like just kicking back and making money. Not to say that some of them someone did not fare well through the pandemic. They lost touch, sadly. So there was some negative effects to some individuals, but it's one of the things. It puts a lot of people out of touch because now we're in this zone where people are seeing people in this light. Where, like, oh, they're treating everyone just like during the pandemic times. Like, these people, like, they're just earning money for just doing nothing. But now people are doing something that is being used on a daily basis. There's always someone going to be buying a McDonald's, a Burger King, a Taco Bell, any fast food restaurant. There's always someone going to go to that. Like, it's like you want to have reasonable workers out there, and mostly after we just talked about the whole Burger King story, like, they should be making $20 an hour just to not be
The gun pulled on their face.
Right?
Bruh.
So, what is there anything you want to say about situations like these, or your thoughts?
I think this guy needs to go back to school to get his degree in mathematics. I don't care if it's the basics of shit, because
Just go back. He has to go back to 5th grade.
He needs to go back to kindergarten because obviously his math's off. He might be living comfortably, but the rest of the world is not. So I'm just saying, wow. Yeah, like I said, you need to. I think people need to realize, just because you're on the top of a better bracket, great, but is it worth beneficially in the end? How you can't see what it's like to be on the other end of the spectrum, where you're struggling to pay your rent, your day-to-day life expenses. So I just think that's crazy, absolutely crazy.
Exactly. I think there's not much more to say. It's disappointing. And let's continue on with the kind of the cost. Go talk about the WNBA.
Yeah. Crazy. Do you want me to take over this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Caitlin Clark, rookie Sally with the WNBA sparks outrage. Ooh.
Okay, do you know who Caitlin Clark is?
No.
I do not know either. I do not know either, but I've heard her name a lot in recent days and recent weeks. Because apparently she's fantastic on the court. Like, she's good, apparently. Even Juan told me about her.
Caitlin Clark, the record-breaking NCAA basketball star, was selected first pick in the 2024 WNBA draft by the Indiana Fever. I like that name, Indiana Fever. However, her rookie salary with the professional league has sparked outrage over pay disparity in women's basketball. According to Sport Track, a website that tracks sports contracts, the 22-year-old athlete is expected to sign a contract with Fever worth $338,056 over the course of 4 years. What?
Ooh. Okay, so wait, how much?
They're saying she'll earn $76,535 in her rookie season this summer, and her projected to earn an annual salary of $97,582 by the end of her 4-year contract.
You know what? She has to quit basketball and go work at a fast food restaurant. She'll make more money at a fast food restaurant.
Apparently making $100,000 a year.
Why is she playing basketball?
And look at that shit.
And surprisingly, many fans were quick to point out that Clark's rookie salary is far less than her male counterparts in the NBA. In fact, Victor Wembanyama,
Wembenyama, something like that.
The first pick in, we'll just call him Victor. And the first pick in last year's NBA draft signed a 4-year contract with the San Antonio Spurs worth $55 million per spot track. He earned more than $12 million in his first season alone.
Okay, before we continue, what are your thoughts?
Bullshit. I'm talking about this. This happens all the time. This is always common. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. If you're in an engineer or sports or stuff, women are so screwed out. Like fuck you guys kind of thing. I think we need to be closing that pay gap if you know what I mean.
That is a major pay gap, definitely.
Huge.
So let's continue, and I have some thoughts. Do you have some immediate thoughts, or do you want to continue before we jump into any more discussion?
If you want to add your thoughts, go for it.
So some of the thoughts, because I was talking about this prior to this article, and this came out a little bit ago, and we were talking about this. Like, overall, this is one of the higher contracts in the WNBA, definitely. But when we talk sports contract, they're usually in the millions, like tens and hundreds of millions. When it comes to like NBA, NFL, it's crazy money. To the point where it's like the thing is, one, when I asked you in the beginning, do you know who Caitlin Clark was? A lot of people don't know who that is. The thing is, there's no what's the best way? There's no major eyes in the WNBA. Everyone watches the NBA. Everyone watches the male sports. It's just there's no major publicity when it comes to female sports. That's the problem here. Is there's just no money going into women's sports to get those large salaries. That's the problem here. Now, with like I said, one of my cousins who's big in sports has been telling me things about Caitlin Clark, that she's one of those people that you want to watch her play because that's how good she is. It's one of those things, like, people watch sports for camaraderie for the teams, but sometimes some people just watch them for specific players because that's how good they are. You want to see them play, and I think she's going to be one of these players that will have eyes on her and her team moving forward, and that can help in this kind of pay gap, but it's going to be a long road before that. Those are my initial thoughts. Any rebuttal or comments from that? Or
I know, I absolutely agree that there's not a lot of emphasis on women's sports. I think it gets drowned out by male counterparts, which sucks because I think it's great. I wish I had the actual attention span to watch sports in general. I don't.
No.
Which is
same.
bad. I'm a woman. You know what? The only thing I watch is watch the Super Bowl.
You are the problem. You're not even helping your own women watch women's sports.
I know. Hey, I'm all for the women that have started bars and they're only women's sports bars, which is kind of awesome. I think it's awesome. I give them props for them doing that. I'm all for small businesses.
Screw women athletes. Yeah, okay, Liz. All right, I see how you are. I see you are. You are.
No, I wish I just had more attention span. I don't, and it's just the truth. I can watch, kind of literally walk across and go, oh, and then walk away. Like, eh.
Like I said,
It's not. It's something that doesn't grab my attention.
Like I said,
yes.
Yeah, like I said, we're both. I would both agree we're not big. Like we're not big sports people, but we'll watch like the major events, the big one, the Super Bowl, the finals, things like that. But
I haven't watched any of the finals yet. I've
Oh,
heard
no.
it in the background.
yeah, but I don't watch anything until like the end. Like I want to just see the finale. Just that's as much as sports I watch is the finales. Like, oh, okay, see how they go. But that's to each their own preference. But going back, let's go back to the article and continue. Unless there's anything, is there really anything? Because there's a lot of people just complaining about it, which is rightfully so. People have the right to give their opinion. So let's find what those are.
Greatest player in college basketball history got an entry-level project manager's salary, wrote one fan on X. This is bogus. They made more headlines than any man that is currently playing. Another person pointed out, pay women what they deserve in sports. Statistically, greatest college basketball player in history is getting paid a 5-digit salary in a professional sports league. Ridiculous, said someone else.
Okay, so those are So those are a few of the comments that are being talked about. So yeah, it's like I said, it's one of those things people are outraged. It's right. So let's see here. I'll read the next section. Meanwhile, some people pointed out that Clark is likely to make an even bigger profit than her WNBA salary simply for her various endorsement deals. And in October 2022, Clark inked a major deal with footwear brand Nike, as well as her sponsors with State Farm, Gatorade, Buick, H&R Block, Bose from brand deals alone. Clark is estimated to make more than $3 million per year, according to her NIL
Valuation.
So yeah, people forget that these guys also get like brand deals, so they make way more money than you think they do. So she's making money. It's just her. I
think it's funny that Nike can do a $12 million contract with somebody else. Why is it so low for women? Here's the money. I know they do. They have how many campuses here?
True. The thing is, okay. Let's see. Okay, I won't continue reading for a second. It's true. Like I said, it's one of those things. I think for her, I think she probably got a better sponsored, better endorsement deal than probably some of her other female counterparts, and maybe a few males, but not that much, because her name, like I said, her name's everywhere right now. That's how good she is. So she might be getting something in if whoever her manager is gets her a better deal. But the initial, buy-in, not buy-in. What's the word? The initial entry, the initial money that's where it's different. That's where everyone's getting paid. You want to take the next part?
This is so bad. She's probably making 50 times this as an endorsement, said one fan. As another person wrote, I know she's going to be a bag off endorsements, but Caitlin Clark's WNBA contract is straight up disrespectful. Excuse me.
Okay, so let me see. Okay, we'll stop there for a second. So she's probably it's overall disrespectful in the sense of how we're judging it in the overall sports world, but it's probably one of the biggest contracts in the WNBA to our knowledge, right? So it's pretty good, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
As a rebuttal here, you want to continue reading?
Yep. Even U.S. President Joe Biden called for female athletes to be paid what they deserve amid outrage over Clark's first-year salary. Women in sports continue to push new boundaries and inspire all of us. He began his post on X, formerly Twitter. But right now, we're seeing that even if we are the best, women are not paid their fair share. It's time that we give our daughters the same opportunities as our sons and ensure women are paid what they deserve.
I could probably say 99% that he did not write that post.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Do you think he's capable? Most of these older presidents do not know how to work social media.
What are you talking about? President Trump was the best person on Twitter. Okay, he was amazing. I
was always doing it from the toilet.
I always waited for his tweets every day. Okay, wait for my. But let's see here. Throughout her time as point guard on the University of Iowa's Hawkeyes, Clark has been landed as one of the most successful players in the women. Allotted, thank you. She holds the NCAA's all-time scoring and assist records for both men and women, and is credited with helping increase the viewership of the NCAA women's basketball. This year's final champions game between Iowa and South Carolina attracted 24 million viewers, topping the men's D1 final audience by millions, and attracting most viewers of any college basketball since 2019. So yeah, like I said, people will watch great players. Like, that's the thing. It's like, it's getting eyes. That's where we're getting it. It's just, we just got to get people to get eyes on these sports and stuff like that. It's just like anything. People will get eyes on something, they will be making money. Look at how some streamers do. These people are making money because they are getting eyes on them. And then people wonder why some streamers are making millions of dollars just sitting around on their computer. Why is Jesse Waters making $5 million a year making a podcast, and you and me are not, Liz? Right?
Right.
We should just start making up fake math.
Fake math. Your $2 an hour makes you $100,000 an hour a year.
So okay. So what do you hope for with this current situation?
I hope that if it definitely brings more people to the side of the line of watching that sport, and we're seeing better opportunity with women who are doing obviously better than men, because women are better. We could see hopefully more outcome for this, and hopefully it will make women be able to be more primely, and we can see a better pay, to break the disparity that it's been happening for centuries. I mean, it's true though. I mean, you think about it. It's been happening for years since, the dawn of wages. Women only making a fraction of what men make, so even though they could be the best at what they did, and they still got the worst,
Don't worry, Liz. I'll pay you once you get more views than I do on your TikTok, okay?
Okay, I see how it is.
Hey, I'm putting in more of the work.
Guys, let's see. Let's up my views, and so he's got to start paying me to be here.
Exactly. Until she's only going to be making how much is the difference from her contract to the other one? They did the math. Right. I think it's 1% of the contract's difference from the 5 million to the.
Yeah, probably.
All right, like Liz is currently only going to be earning 1% of all the profits until she can get better views on her TikTokies. So make sure those TikTok views are up so she can earn more money. I don't know. That wage disparity is never going to change around here. We're going to keep it the right way, the American way. Apparently. No, we're going to keep it the American way, the right way. But yeah, let's hope for the future. Let's hope for a future. Until then, we're gonna keep it the same way. 1%. Sadly, let's talk about like scumbags.
Oh boy, what scumbag?
Do you want me to read this one, or do you want to read about this scumbag?
I go for it.
Okay. A victim speaks out after. Oh my god, stupid ads. After a horrifying video captures an alleged peeping Tom pointing camera up her skirt in Target.
Skirt, not skort. That's the difference.
No, I said skirt.
You said skort. I heard it.
No, everybody, I said skirt.
What did you hear? Did you hear skirt from him, or did you hear skort? I heard skort. Yeah, I didn't hear skirt.
It might be Discord too. Remember that?
Yeah, that's true.
But anyways, what thoughts just hearing the title?
Wow. Never ends, does it?
No.
We are
No.
never safe, y'all. We are never safe.
Low pay. People just be taking photos.
Chugging our drinks.
Horrifying video captured the moments of an elementary school volunteer use a cell phone to take upskirt used a cell phone to upskirt a woman. That's what it's called?
I guess that's what it's called.
I didn't know that was a term like that. Oh, okay. At a woman, North Carolina Target on Monday. The incident, the victim described as disoriented. No, duh. Like, that's so scummy. Thomas Elliott, 21. He's our scumbag of the week. A volunteer of the Eastern Elementary School. Holy shit. He's a volunteer in an elementary school.
Herb.
Is seen
The wrong industry.
Is seen pointing a camera under the unsuspecting shopper's skirt in the Greenville store. Quote, no matter how much you think you're going to prepare for it, it kind of throws you through a loop when it actually happens, end quote. That's true. That's what that's kind of a similar sentiment you had, Liz. Like, is there a clip of the video? We see some clips of him being, I thought there was a video, but we can see him just kind of, dude, seeing this picture of this guy do this, like, seriously. Let's see here. Where is it? Okay, so I'm trying to go back to the article a little bit here. The woman was unwittingly browsing a toy section of the realtor store when Elliot stealthily crouched beside her. Police alleged. Why does it say alleged when there's actual video proof? I decided to get up and scoot over, and then at this point, I was not focusing on what I was trying to buy anymore. I was more distracted by him still lingering in the area. There was a customer who was recording the video. Fortunately, another female shopper was on the lookout and filmed the shocking encounter after she caught Elliot allegedly first following her around the store. The woman shouted at the pervert and ignored his desperate claims that he wasn't doing anything inappropriate.
Damn! Let me lynch him, please. I am so tired of this shit. I'm not doing anything inappropriate.
And look
oh
at
shit,
that
my ass!
shit.
You just got caught on camera.
Okay, I'm trying. Let me see if I can find the clip. I want you to hear it. What he said. You want to keep reading while I try to find this clip?
Yeah. He alerted store security and later posted the footage, which showed cops placing Elliot in handcuffs. A Pitt County Schools spokesperson confirmed that the suspect was a volunteer at Eastern Elementary School. We are disturbed and deeply concerned by video footage of the individual that have been shared on social media and news outlets, and based on the footage with the individual will not be returned to our campuses as a volunteer or hired as an employee, Rep. Tom McClellan told the outlet. He added that all the volunteers and visitors are screened through Raptor, a program that determines if people are sex offender databases. The Open Door Church in Winterfield also told the outlet that Elliot had volunteered there. Thomas Elliott was immediately terminated upon notification of his arrest on Monday, the church told WITN, without providing details on what exactly he did there. Authorities said they had not found any inappropriate images of children on Elliot's phone. We don't know that. They could hide it elsewhere. A search warrant for the device said he denied any wrongdoing and showed us police the recent pictures he had on his cell phone, WINT reported. The warrant reportedly seeks video files, digital images, text messages, and deleted information that may be recovered via a forensic examination. Elliot was initially charged with just one count of felony secret peeping, but he stepped up the counts to 3 Tuesday after reviewing the viral video. He is booked under a $20,000 secured bond.
Okay, so here's okay, let me play the clip. Is there anyone listening? So he's just there's a customer just there, and then he stares at her. He just looks around, and then he casually just keeps staring at her, and then grabs his phone. This is all being recorded, and this guy just crouches down.
Excuse me, what are you doing? No, I just saw you put that underneath her dress. Absolutely you did.
No, ma'am, I really wasn't.
You absolutely did.
Ma'am, I really wasn't. I promise.
Then show me your phone.
Yes.
No, we're gonna call security.
No, I really...
You absolutely did. And you were following me over in the children's section.
Because I have a sister who's pregnant. Ma'am, I really wasn't.
You've been extremely close to me this whole time. Please show me your phone.
No.
I really don't mean
Let's get
to.
security. Because this is absolutely wrong.
I really don't mean to.
No, you obviously did.
No, ma'am, please, I really don't
Nope,
mean
let's
to.
get security.
Okay, there's the clip, guys. Did you finish this?
I didn't hear it.
Oh,
I couldn't find it. Sorry.
it was right there. I sent it.
You did? Oh, there goes the blip. Okay, my bad.
Here, you listen to it while I talk a little bit. You can mute me if you want for a second. But yeah, it is ridiculous for how this guy was caught, and then he tries to blow it off like, no, I didn't do anything. No, I didn't do anything. Liz is about to have her face like baffled by this. Because yeah, I don't get it sometimes, you know. It's these, you're caught, and what more can you do besides just give up? You and it's for such a young individual, like you just ruined yourself, like for what, really, you know? A panty shop, like why? There's porn out there, guys. Like there's, why ruin everything when there's porn on the internet? All right, thoughts, Liz?
It's sad. It's like it never seems to end. There'll be kidnappers trying to catch, little girls or little boys, and it always seems to be a target. I don't understand why it's always happening, and it really doesn't matter if it's a big town or a big city, or a little town or anything of that nature. It's still. Why do women have to be so on guard all the time, 24/7, literally out in public all the time? And sometimes in our own homes, we have to be that way too, which absolutely obscene. We're not getting paid enough. We're getting screwed on so many other different levels of life, and now we're getting this shit. And it doesn't stop. One, isn't there a point enough for him to go see this shit? He doesn't have to film his own crap, you know?
That's what I said.
That just...
That's exactly what I said.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
No, it's perfect. That just means both of you and I have the same idea. Like, why do it when there's that, right?
Yeah, there's just, I don't know. It makes me upset, and the fact that he denied it because he didn't think he got caught. I mean, come on, there were cameras in freaking Target of all the times, you know.
I know that's the other thing. That's the other thing is like it's these people that think they're getting away with something in a very, very public setting. A very public setting. Like if you're inside any shopping center, there are cameras on you no matter where you go, minus bathroom. But there is always a camera on you. Why risk everything for that? For that little bit for that rush, you know? It's like, and such a young guy too. Like it's just like he just ruined his life because of this.
Absolutely.
For this like little
thrill. Little thrill that he was getting off of this.
Yeah, he lost his connections to his volunteer places, his job. If I remember reading that right. I
didn't think it was his job, but we didn't know.
There was two things. He got kicked out of two things.
He volunteered at the church and he volunteered at the school, which is...
Okay, he probably got fired too. Think about it. Who would want him around? So...
yeah, no kidding.
And then he's probably been branded by his friends and family. Yeah. So, he's...
Probably. It kind of reminds me back. I don't know if you remember these peeping toms or who are upskirting, who actually did put phones into their shoes. They cut out a hole so they can put it up.
I don't think we talked about this.
This is quite a few years before we did the podcast, but I remember this growing up as a kid. I guess that's why I don't wear skirts that often, and if I do, I wear shorts, and that way nobody can see anything.
Oh, that makes sense. Well, that's sad, but
I think it's part of it because of that reasoning is that I have not.
Well, if you saw what we just saw, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I think there's a reason. I wore a dress yesterday. I wore a dress yesterday, but I left shorts on because I was like, A, I left it for my comfortability, B, for my modesty, and C, for this reason here. What are they gonna get? Nothing.
It's like it's going back to that. That's another thing. It's just you're reducing your safety, and it's reducing your choice of potential like fashion. You know, your potentiality is being reduced. Like you find something nice you want, but like I can't wear that. That's gonna be too dangerous. That should not be. An
article of clothing and be like, oh, that's great. It looks cute. Can't.
There you go. Going back to what we were potentially talking about, a fear of something, like a fear of like wearing something nice because you'll get. Like I personally do not have to fear that. Like oh, that is a very nice pair of shorts. I don't have to wear about anything. Like yeah. That fear of choosing clothes is not a thing for me, and that is one of those things. Like that is a ridiculous notion, but is it a real? That's a real notion. It's a real bad notion to have a fear of, but that sucks that it has to be one because of people like this.
Yeah, I hate the quotes. Well, if it wasn't what she was wearing, I wouldn't be so damn attracted to that person and do what I did to them. They deserved it. They asked for it. Didn't you see what they were wearing? They were wearing that spaghetti top. Oh yeah, they were asking for it.
Bruh.
What was that? Oh, we talked about that one video. What was that guy that went like crazy because of that? Because he was saying, it was so many episodes ago where we talked about that one guy who was trying to hook up with one of his coworkers because he was getting him quote signals by the way she was things he was wearing. It was so long ago, but
I think I kind of vaguely remember that. Yeah.
But yeah, it's these things where people think these weird little mixed signals mean something, and it's like Liz wearing those stripes mean that you're thinking of eating pancakes, like that's what it means. I'm like, it's just like that's why she wears stripes, or like yeah, everyone knows that. Like the day she wears stripes, it's like she's trying to eat pancakes. That's the real reason she's telling you guys.
God. Things that men procure in their freaking little brains is amazing. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, my mind is famous.
No, actually, little boys. I should say that the little boys out of the world, because that's what they are. They're really just little boys that haven't fucking grown up. But I mean, seriously, I don't understand why I can. It's just like we're already fucking screwed out of everything, and then we have these people who just these men or these boys or whatever you want to call them that just take it and uproot our lives completely. Like we can't be comfortable in what we do for our day-to-day lives. We can't wear dresses. We can't wear skirts. We can't, or we wear pants. And, oh, that's not great fashion for women these days. They should be in a skirt. It's a very, very frustrating situation, and we're not worth our pay. We're not worth anything. We're only here for making babies, apparently, and on a pedestal, right?
Fuck me, right?
Exactly. That's all you're worth. Remember? That's all you're worth. It's been so long since we've made that meme. Holy shit, that's a deep cut. For anyone knows, that's a deep cut. We haven't made that joke in a while. Wow, it has been a while since we said something that stupid. But that's kind of where we're at right now, right? That's kind of women are just. And not even a nice pedestal where you like hold them up. Is like you just put them there, use them, and then put it back. And if you forget to dust them off, you're like, I'll dust it off later. It is rough up there. It's like it's story like that. The thing is, like, this is just a single story that's being told And it happens a lot more than people think. It's like, it's one of those situations where this was lucky because there was an actual person who caught this individual and started following them, and then saw it happen to another individual, and with that was confronted, and then the whole thing. That is the thing, and that's kind of that's just very lucky for both individuals, because it could have happened to the person who filmed it because they took a note of it, and sadly one person had to kind of be the bait for the situation, but because of that, this individual was caught. So that's kind of the
I'm glad she was filming it, though. I mean,
no, like I said, it at the end result.
Yeah, it's unfortunately it sucks. Yeah, absolutely. But I'm glad that her spidey senses was tingling and saying there's something off about this guy. You know. And that's the other notes of the opposite spectrum is just when individuals like this just makes it hard also for men to just then be able to approach women properly. It's because there's people who are creeps, make it hard for, because then all women are just wary. They're right? Yeah, wary of men. So then when a man tries to properly approach, it's like more anxiety. Is that the right word I want to use? Yeah, pepper spray literally on hand.
For just what
I'm getting some bear spray. It's gonna be a little bit more powerful.
What could be just a regular interaction, but because of individuals like this guy right here, it just goes awry. So there's really no big winners, all losers in this situation. And that is the sad truth for this week's episode. Don't you agree? I think this whole episode was nothing but losers, right? Let's see here.
Yep, nothing but losers.
Well, actually, no. Winners are 20. Actually, no. Even $20 an hour at California is still losing. Holy shit! It's still not even winning. That's still losing.
Yep, they need to get up there.
No,
I hope that increases the prices for all of us on the other side of the. We're already beyond 20 at this point.
Goddamn, losers this week. That is the theme of this week's episode. Damn. Any final thoughts for this losing episode, Liz?
I don't know. I've lost it all apparently.
All right, good, because you don't get to say more. You just get back on that pedestal. All right, everyone. Thanks again for listening and watching. Remember, let us know some of your thoughts for this episode. Let us know some of your fears that you'd like to share with us, or some of the things you're wary about.
Remind us what you want us to do for our 200th episode. I mean,
exactly.
Right around the corner, literally.
But yeah, let us know something if we'll take it into consideration. But yeah, everyone, thanks again for listening or watching. Until next time, see ya.
Bye.